allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call. Maria Okpara, present. Rick Raleigh. Here. Gary Arce. Here. Amanda Buchanan. Here. Dennis Bender. Kylie, do we have any public comments pertaining to closed session?
We do not.
Thank you. We are going to go into closed session to discuss the following. Conference on Litigation, Government Code Section 54956.9, subsection A, current litigation, 10 cases. CIVDS 19-07172, 20-11183, and 20-22956. CIVSB 211303, 2220303, 2218676, 2227023, 2304 865, 2314073, and 2322171. Government Code Section 54954.5, subsection C, and 54956.9, subsection D, subsection 2, and subsection E, subsection 1, anticipated litigation 1 case 2020-2105. Government Code Section 54954.5, subsection D, and 54956.95, anticipated litigation 2 cases. Claimant, Azor Hotel and Suites. Claimant, Gayton Caleb Abdiel Amaya. Number 2, public employee, discipline, dismissal, release, reassignment, transfer, leave, title, certificated, and classified employees. Number 3, public employee, appointment, resignation, retirement, reduction, titles, certificated, and classified employees. Number 4, conference with labor negotiator, agency negotiator Dustin Conrad, employee organization, Apple Valley Unified Teachers Association. Number 5, conference with labor negotiator, agency negotiator Dustin Conrad, employee organization, California School Employees Association. Conference with real property negotiator, Government Code 54956.8, negotiating parties, Matthew Schellenberg, Apple Valley Unified Schools. Number 7, security matters, Government Code Section 54957, consultation with Apple Valley Unified School District Chief of Police. Number 8, superintendent's evaluation. I ask for a motion to go into closed session. So moved. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. We'll be back at about 7 o'clock. We're calling the meeting to order. Roll call. Maria Okpara, I am here. Rick Raleigh.
I'm here.
Gary Arce.
Here.
Amanda Buchanan.
Here.
Dennis Bender.
Here.
Um,
It's worth it.
So-
They're so happy he's back.
Sophia, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sophia. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here. Before we get started, I would like to say that the board appreciates and supports our educational partners' input at our meetings. Engagement by members of the public and civic matters is the cornerstone of our democracy. Everyone should have a chance to express their opinions within the guidelines the board has established for its meetings so that we are able to conduct the meeting effectively and efficiently. During the meeting, there will be time for the public to comment on matter not on the agenda. In addition, members of the public may comment on specific agenda items after I, as your board president, ask for public comments on an item. Until it is your turn to speak, or if you are here just to observe the meeting, please refrain from any behavior that prevents others from participating in the meeting or that disrupts the board's ability to conduct the business of the board. Once again, thank you very much for taking your time to join us this evening and to be a participant in this duty of serving our students and our educational community. It is such a pleasure to see all of you here today on our May board meeting. Student representatives, High Desert Premier Academy, Ishmael Solis.
Wait, can the mic hear me? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Last time it was messed up when I came up. But good evening, President Okpara, board members, Superintendent Nelson, and Executive Cabinet. I have a few announcements, and then I would like to show you a video that our multimedia classes worked on for Staff Appreciation Week. First, Spirit Week was a hit. The staff versus students kickball game ended with a tie, 11-11, but everyone still had a fun time. Second, last Thursday, candidates for the State Seal of Civic Engagement presented their portfolios of 5 judges to the district office. Among these judges were our Mayor Scott Nassif and Council Member Carrie Leon. HDPA is thrilled to announce that one of our 11th graders, Moses Arguez, I hope I said that right, met the criteria and has earned the state seal. It is the first time a student has ever achieved such a high honor from our school site. We are so enormously proud of him. And last, I wanted to give a shout out to all of our teachers and Teacher Appreciation Week. This video is for you guys. I hope you enjoy it.
Maybe Miss Buchanan.
I would say Mr. Bateman.
Mr. Bateman for sure.
Miss Nilo for sure.
Probably Mr. Smith.
Miss Buchanan, she's like a mom to me. Whenever I need somebody, she's always there for me.
She always asks me like, how I'm doing. Just makes me feel welcome.
Me and him just have a good connection. He's always making sure I'm caught up, always pushing people to graduate.
Me and him have a really good connection. Whenever I see him in class, I always have to say what's up to him.
Probably stay focused. Stay focused on what you want. You know what I'm saying? If you really want something, you're going to get there, which is graduating. And I got there.
I've had some really good tools on how to keep my anger in check.
Manage your time good. You don't have a lot of time in school or to do things, so just get your schoolwork done and enjoy yourself after.
To be more extroverted, I feel like it'll get me more far in life. Just keep pushing, keep trying.
To stay focused and just put in 100% effort.
Probably more like school activities, like that student staff game that we did today. I think we should do those every month. That would be cool for even the people that come after.
I think they should have more electives here.
More bonding exercises, like more games with the staff, or just more games in class that we can do to get to know each other better and bond.
More elective classes, just in fields that kids are looking for, like music, engineering, nursing classes, things like that.
I would say more activities with just students and staff, kind of how we did today as well. Just everyone getting together just creates more of a bond.
That I'm a kinesthetic learner.
I'm more of a visual learner.
When I'm comfortable around people, I can be very outgoing and loud.
I'm not a very good conversation starter, so if I ever do need help, I'm probably not going to be the one to go up and ask.
Plan to go in the Army. That's something.
I work well when I'm like in person. Like really have to physically, you have to help me.
That I'm a very slow learner. That it takes me a really long time to get stuff down, so it may take me a really long time to understand what they're teaching.
That video was good, right? All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. But thank you, everyone. And I will see you in 2 weeks to introduce the new speaker. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Granite Hills High School's Hannah Forget.
Good evening, Executive Cabinet, board members, and attendees. My name is Hannah Forget, and I'm the junior class president at Granite Hills. I have a wonderful update for you all tonight. First off, theater held our production of Mean Girls the Musical, and I saw quite a few of you there supporting, and I hope you enjoyed it. We sold 704 tickets total between both weekends and had a record-breaking 163 tickets sold on closing night. The cast, crew, director, music director, and all the booster parents worked extremely hard to make this possible. Our choir programs participated in their annual tour, which took place in Chicago. Both choirs competed in the World Strides competition and did incredible. Our encore singers won bronze and our chamber singers won gold and were invited to perform at Carnegie Hall in New York next year. This is the first time in a decade that our choir has won gold and only the second time in our school history. We are incredibly proud of the students as well as all of their directors. And also last weekend, our band won second place overall at the Music in the Parts competition and then got to spend the day at Six Flags. Last month, the Skills USA state competitions were held. Granite had a total of 35 students compete. Grace Davis took home a gold in customer service and will be competing at nationals over summer. We also have 3 silver placers in the chapter display and 5 bronze placers. Ms. Hunt, one of the Skills USA advisors from Granite, was chosen as Skills USA Advisor of the Year for California. She'll be competing for Skills USA Advisor of the Year at nationals this summer. MDCP awards were also held in April. 2 of our students, Aiden Conrad and Zariah Sanford, won the MDCP Student of the Year awards. Lane Crew is currently getting ready for next school year and to welcome the incoming class of 28. Yesterday, we held our May Day event for new leaders and current leaders to get to know each other. We look forward to seeing our program continue to grow and change. As for ASB, last month, we held our final and goodbye rally for the class of 2024. It was a tropical vacay, and it was our best rally yet. As for proms on May 11th at the Market of Towns End, we have some amazing activities like a character artist, billiards table, foosball tables, air hockey tables, and a karaoke station with a live DJ. We have a taco truck for dinner and mini pancakes for dessert. We're planning our senior sign-out activities, which will include a movie, snacks, and a senior sign-out video. We have Grad Night coming up very soon on May 23rd, which the senior class is very excited for. This year, Grad Night is at Universal Studios, and it includes 12 hours of fun. The last thing we have for the year is graduation for our senior class. ASB is working very hard to make this as memorable as possible for all of them. ASB is also working very hard to get ready for next school year. We currently have our officers chosen for the 24-25 school year, and next school year will be Granite Hills' 25th year anniversary. This is our silver year. We are currently working with our graphic design class to make a 25th anniversary shield that we can incorporate into all designs, logos, etc. ASB has had an incredible year under leadership from our new teacher, Mrs. Kelly. ASB would not be the same without her. The amount that we have accomplished and increase in school spirit that we have seen throughout the year has been absolutely incredible. As for athletics, softball won DSL for the first time in school history, going 10-2 in league records. They have their home CIF playoff game tonight, and they're hoping for a very long CIF run. Baseball won 8 games. They're a young group, and we're very excited to see how they will continue to grow in the next years. Swim was third in DSL with a few league championships coming out. Boys golf tied for first and have league finals tonight, so make sure that they get wish luck. I think it already happened. I don't know what happened. We'll find out. Our track team had 10 students place as DSL champions, and we have 18 going to CIF individuals in a few weeks. Boys tennis is second and have their playoff game next week. Eric Poindexter won the league championship for the 4th year in a row, undefeated in his school history at Granite. Our comp cheer team just closed out their season. They took home 2 first-place wins in the high school elite advanced division. At their last comp, they placed first in stunts, tumbling, and jumps. Overall, athletics has had an incredible year with 6 league titles and 10 second-place finishers out of 23 programs. That's all for tonight, but I look forward to the May 16th meeting where I'll introduce next year's speaker. Thank you for your continued support of Granite Hills, and as always, Red and Gray lead the way.
Thank you, Hannah. Apple Valley High School, Sophia Brandt.
Good evening, members of the board and attendees. My name is Sophia Brandt, and I'm the Apple Valley High School Associated Student Body Line President. Tonight, I'll be sharing with you what our students and staff have been up to, as well as some of our goals for the upcoming month, the last month in the school year. To start, I'm extremely excited to report that our CTA students came back with a total of 61 Skills USA medals, 19 bronze, 21 silver, and 21 gold. Those gold medalists were number 1 in the state, and 18 of them will be representing California at the national conference this July in Atlanta, Georgia. 2 of our Sun Devils also placed top 3 for Skills USA pin and t-shirt designs. Our students competed in a variety of disciplines like patient care, arts, media, entertainment, mechanics, software and systems development, construction, food services and hospitality, sports med, and more. We are always so proud of our results at Skills, and this year was no different. We're wishing all of those who advanced to nationals the best of luck. Through the MAST program, some of our senior students were given the opportunity to participate in the VVC EMT training program at their training facility to earn course certification to accelerate their journeys to becoming professional EMTs. We also had a 79.3 pass rate for the students that took their medical assisting license test, which allows them to attain a job in the medical field right after graduation if they so wish. In terms of athletics, Sun Devils are excelling. Every single one of our spring sports is advancing to the first round of CIF playoffs. The varsity softball team won their wildcard game, and one of our very own ASB sophomores, Jolene Caballero, advanced to the finals in the 200 IM for swim. Varsity baseball will be playing today, and golf and tennis are also competing. Good luck to all of our Sun Devil athletes. Last weekend, ASB held our prom at the LA Zoo, and it was a great time. We got to meet Billy the elephant, eat a delicious dinner, play arcade games, ride the carousel, take pictures, and of course, dance to the great music from the DJ. It's going to be a hard one to top next year. For the class of 2024, we have a bunch of exciting events coming up, such as one tomorrow, which I don't think I'm supposed to tell you, but it's Senior Ditch Day. You didn't hear it from me. We're all going to be sick tomorrow. And then we also have senior awards, senior sunset, graduation, and grad night at Six Flags. And as a senior myself, I'm super excited for all of those events, but most of all, graduation. Today was our Renaissance Field Day to celebrate students who have excelled academically with a 3.75 GPA and above and had less than 10 demerits. We had food trucks, inflatables, and music, which served as a relaxing and fun day before AP testing starts for the next 2 weeks. We've been working hard to study and review for the upcoming exams, and I'm confident that we will pass and gain college credit while still in high school. I'm looking forward to the next 2 weeks meeting where I get to introduce the next line president who will be speaking to you for the 2025 school year. And as always, there are so many amazing things happening at Apple Valley High School, and I want to thank you all for your continued support. We couldn't give our students any of these incredible opportunities without you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Board comments? Mr. Bender?
First of all, it's good to be back. Yeah. First of all, it's good to be back. In 30 days, all you seniors will be graduated and part of the American workforce. Good luck.
Ms. Amanda Buchanan.
Thank you. I don't have any comments.
Gary Arce.
I just want to congratulate all the students who participated at Phoenix Academy in their talent show. It was a tremendous success this year. The students performed a wide variety of song and dances, really kind of showcased their talent. It was a pleasure to be there. I was especially impressed by the talent of some of the staff members, some of the teachers who also gave performances. So great job to everyone at Phoenix. I also want to compliment Mrs. Glisson and the theatrical team at Granite Hills High School for their outstanding performance of Mean Girls. All the students, the performers like Hannah, the backstage crew, the technical crew did a tremendous job working together as a team and really put on a tremendously entertaining performance. So just want to congratulate them. And then as both Sophia and Hannah mentioned, also want to commend all the students and our staff members at our high schools for another incredibly successful year in career and technical instruction. As Hannah and Sophia mentioned, at the recent Mountain Desert Career Pathways Awards ceremony, many of our students were recognized for their outstanding achievement. From Granite Hills High School, Aiden Conrad, Zariah Sanford, Chris Palmore were recognized. At Apple Valley High School, Jacob Lawler was recognized, and several of our students received $4,000 scholarships. Armandeep Gill, Autumn Ware, Cooper Moreno, all of them were awarded $4,000 scholarships. So congratulations to them and the CTE staff and their parents who worked so hard on that. And at those same award ceremonies, a number of our staff members were also recognized. So I want to congratulate Cindy Kunkel, who received the Profound Impact Award as the Director of our Fiscal Services. I want to congratulate the Food Service and Hospitality Department at Apple Valley High School. They earned Pathway of the Year. And Josh Reeves at Apple Valley High School in the construction pathway got Teacher of the Year. So our district was extremely well represented in these competitions. And I just want to congratulate all the staff members and the students who work so hard. And as always, you always make us so proud, and we're excited about what's going on, and we can't wait to see what happens next year. Thank you very much.
Mr. Raleigh.
Thank you. I first like to welcome Dennis back. It's good to have everybody here, healthy, on track. And I think we have one more meeting before graduation, and I wanted just to thank the speakers that we see from Granite and from High Desert Premier and from Apple Valley High. Every year, you guys really, everybody that gets up here and speaks really stands out, and I'm interested to hear what your plans are. So maybe by next meeting, I think we're going to have a presentation. So be prepared. I want to hear, I'm going to college or I'm going to do this, because you guys really stand out. So I'm going to appreciate that. So be prepared. Let us know where you're going. Thank you. That's all I have.
Well, I'm going to make mine a little brief. Thank you so much for coming to see us today. And especially for the retirees, many of you have been long-standing friends and colleagues of mine through the years in this school district, and to see you moving forward and retiring with such grace. I can't wait to hang out with you after you finally get out of here, and then we'll start to do other things. And thank you so much to all the students, and especially to all the teachers and administrators and the staff that helped you to get to where you are today. Thank you so much. Superintendent's comment.
Since our last meeting, I had the privilege to attend several district, county, and state events, student events. Always a highlight is Skills USA, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that tonight, but I loved standing out watching our construction trade group compete, and they took their first gold ever. And that goes without recognition of some support from the background of some of our plumbers, trades within the district. Mr. Reese asked them to come check out some things a few weeks before they went to Skills. The guys went over, gave the kids some feedback, and I've heard that there was compliments about they couldn't believe how well these students did with the plumbing and how wonderful it was. So this takes a village, I know that, and so I'm real appreciative of Matt's team over in the Maintenance and Operations Department, making sure that that happened, and I hope there's more opportunities for our staff that doesn't necessarily interact directly with kids on a regular basis to get to go do that. I attended the California School Boards Association and Association of California School Administrators Coast to Coast event with 3 of our board members. We lobbied our federal government elected officials to support California schools through funding for special education, mental health, nutrition services, broadband access, and student data privacy, and cybersecurity. These are days where we get to get in with our actual representatives from our area and speak to them about signing on to bills or to support or decline on bills. We spent a lot of time talking to people about trying to get the funding that is owed to school districts that has not hit, even though the federal government has made promises over the years. Likewise, while we were advocating for our students, we know that the Apple Valley High School and Granite Hills High School special ed department held a prom for their students, their special education dance. We did not get to attend that, but I was so thankful that the teachers took videos and sent them our way so that we could check out the fun that the students all had. This has been an annual event, and I know they'll continue doing it. High Desert Premier Superintendent Advisory students, main focus for their school year, I've mentioned this at other meetings, was about building bonds and relationships. And you heard Ishmael talk about the kickball event. I got to go there for just a brief period of time while they were playing that event, and all of the students were gathered outside, cheering people on, and doing exactly what their desire was, is to have some culture building on the campus. And so I commend them for making that happen, and I look forward to seeing the future events. And then Ms. Okpara and I and cabinet members attended something called the Snack Size State of the Town at the Sing Center for the Arts, formerly known as the AMC Theater. They've spent some time in the theater building a stage with some plans to have our students have access to that stage for expanding the theater arts within this community. That entire presentation, for the most part, was highlights of our students and what they do in the theater arts. And so it was really impressive to be there in the audience and watch that. And we look forward to seeing how that relationship continues to blossom. And so be watching for that as community members and support it if you have the opportunity. I left there, it must have been the week of the arts, because I left there and went over to Apple Valley High School's annual arts festival. Covers all of the arts. It was lovely. And then later that week, I was able to attend Mean Girls as well and had just the best time. Those kids really worked hard, and it showed what a great musical it was. Then we did have several county convenings. We had one of the community schools collaboration. Mrs. Torres, Mrs. White, and Mr. Smith and I received some information that will help us continue to move toward applying for that grant. And then it's been all over the press, but Isabella Guzman from Apple Valley High School, when it's a gas to go to class car, she's a freshman, not old enough to drive, but it was really cool to be there and to see that happen. So we're hoping they'll continue that with perfect attendance, students being able to get a key and try that out. So San Bernardino Performing Arts Showcase, our Granite Chamber Singers were there. It was lovely, as well as some other amazing talent across our county. I also attended the MDCP Gala. I had to go up on stage to take Ms. Kunkel's award, even though I wasn't really thrilled about doing that because Ms. Kunkel is the one that deserves the award. So I pulled all of our staff out to the quad the next day and made her receive her award in front of all of her peers. And it was wonderful that she was recognized the way she was. Also attended the multicultural recognition, 37th annual county recognition, where they highlight kids that are able to speak dual languages and recognize that that's a huge thing in our community and in our country to be able to speak 2 languages. And then on Friday, we had International Day of the Child. There's a sign at the back that the Sycamore Rocks team has left for us, which we absolutely love, handprints of the students that were here in attendance. And if you haven't been, watch for it next year. It's a major event here at the district property. It takes a lot of planning, and Mariana Torres and her team just knock it out of the park. And then this week, Distinguished Service Awards on Monday night with Ms. Akpara at the county level. And it's always wonderful to recognize staff, and I think they do that all around May because it's Staff Appreciation Month. And so you'll be seeing things across our district about staff and appreciating them, especially our retirees tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. California School Employees Association, CSE, Nicholas Garrett. He's not here. Apple Valley Unified Teachers Association, AVUSD, Karen Sabers.
Good. Okay. Good evening, Superintendent Nelson, esteemed board members, cabinet members, and audience. AVUSD is thrilled to announce the successful completion of our first week of certificated appreciation luncheons. It's been thoroughly enjoyable to connect with our certificated staff at the schools and engage in meaningful conversations. These luncheons will be ongoing for over the next 2 weeks, ensuring that we reach out to everyone. I must give a shout out to Baja Taco for the delicious food and El Pollo Loco for the churros. Additionally, I'm pleased to share that we are well over halfway through our listening tour. This tour holds immense significance for our negotiating team and executive board as we strive to hear and understand the voices and needs of our members in preparation for our upcoming full contract negotiations next January. Notably, this marks the first time in AVUSD's history that our negotiating team and exec board have made it a priority to visit every school. We will conclude the listening tour with a final meeting in the NPR on May 23rd for those who couldn't attend their school site meetings. This past Tuesday, we convened for a ratification meeting for the memorandums of understanding, and I'm proud to announce that they were unanimously passed. The dedication and collaboration displayed by our negotiating team throughout the sessions were commendable. Notably, we achieved a significant milestone, another first in AVUSD history, by incorporating class size language into our contract. However, it was disheartening to hear the proposal during Tuesday's board meeting suggesting an increase in K through third grades to 31-1, potentially leading to staff reductions despite our efforts and negotiations. Nonetheless, we are deeply engaged in the interest-based bargaining process and find it rewarding. AVUSD continued its tradition by participating in the district's International Children's Day by distributing books to students of all ages, reinforcing our commitment to both education and community service. Last week, I had the privilege of attending the final community schools cohort training for our first year, where our cohort showcased our progress to others and received valuable feedback. On May 18th, I also had the privilege of recognizing 7 of our members for their exceptional dedication and involvement in AVUSD at the annual CTA Awards. As we approach the end of the year, the exec board will dedicate a weekend to preparing for the upcoming year, while I will advocate for education alongside other presidents in Sacramento at the end of the month. We have ambitious plans to support and empower our members further in the coming year, continuing our journey of growth and solidarity. Lastly, AVUSD extends our heartfelt congratulations to all retirees. Your dedication to education, students, and our association has made a lasting impact. We wish you abundant blessings in this new chapter of your lives and look forward to expressing our gratitude with a special gift before the month's end. Thank you for your unwavering support and commitment. Have a great evening. In solidarity, Karen.
Thank you so much. The clerk will read out any action taken in closed session.
All right, bear with me. We've got quite a bit here. We were busy. The first item up is public appointment, resignation, release, reassignment, and the Board of Trustees on a 5-0 vote with a motion by Bender, second by Arce, is to appoint Don Bowman as K-8 elementary principal, range 15 at Vanguard. So welcome. Item 2 was conference litigation on a motion by Opara, second by Arce. The board voted unanimously to accept a pay claim of Azuril Hotel and Suites. Other items on a motion by Opara, second by Raleigh, the board voted unanimously to deny the claim of Caleb Abedel Amaya Gayantan. On a motion by Arce, a second by Bender, the Board of Trustees voted unanimously to terminate permanent certificated employee 6204. Conference with labor negotiator on a motion by Raleigh, second by Arce, the Board of Trustees approved the following. Approved the memorandum of agreement with the Apple Valley Unified Teachers Association of AVUSD dated April 11, 2024 regarding Article 13, hours and adjunct duties agreed to 5/9/2023, specifically elementary teachers conference period. And that was on a 5-0 vote. On a motion by Okpara, a second by Raleigh, the Board of Trustees approved the following unanimously. Approved the memorandum of understanding with California School Employees Association, CSEA, Chapter 828, dated March 27, 2024, regarding Article 13, professional growth stipends, one-time submission window. On a motion by Okpara, a second by Arce, the Board of Trustees approved the following. Approved the memorandum of agreement with the Apple Valley Unified Teachers Association of AVUSD dated April 5, 2024 regarding Article 13, hours of adjunct duties, C duty year. And that was on a 5-0 vote. The Board of Trustees approved the following. On a motion by Okpara, second by Arce, approved the memorandum of understanding with the Apple Valley Unified Teachers Association dated April 5th, 2024 regarding classroom preparation time for 2024-2025 school year. And that was on a 5-0 vote to approve. On a motion by Okpara and a second by Raleigh, the Board of Trustees approved the following. Approved the memorandum of agreement with the Apple Valley Unified Teachers Association of AVUSD dated April 11, 2024 regarding Article 20, extracurricular positions on a 5-0 vote to approve. The Board of Trustees approved the following. On a motion by Bender, a second by Arce, approved the memorandum of understanding with the Apple Valley Unified Teachers Association dated April 5th, 2024 regarding school year health and welfare cap, and that was on a 5-0 vote to approve. The Board of Trustees approved the following. On a motion by Okpara, a second by Arce, approved the memorandum of agreement with the Apple Valley Unified Teachers Association of AVUSD dated April 11th, 2024 regarding Article 17 class size, and that was on a 5-0 vote to approve. And finally, on a motion by Arce, a second by Buchanan, the Board of Trustees approved the following. Approved the memorandum of understanding with the California School Employees Association, CSEA, Chapter 828, dated April 29, 2024, regarding school year health and welfare cap, and that was on a 5-0 vote. And Madam President, that is all that.
Thank you so much. As you can see, we had a lot to approve. Right. The board may approve the agenda as is or add and or pull items from the consent agenda for discussion and or action. May I get a motion?
Dennis,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We're going to reason we're here. Recognition and presentation. recognize Nancy Kinzer Long and James Cole of the AVUSD Transportation Team outstanding representation of district core values.
If I can have the board join me in front of the dais. And while they're doing that, if Nancy and James would come up. While everybody's getting lined up to shake hands after I read this, I just want everybody to know that I think Mr. Conrad walked into my office a little while before the board meeting and caught me wiping my eyes. And he's like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm practicing." But every time I think of what I'm about to share with people, it's an emotional thing. And so I just, it's heartfelt what I know happened. So in the early morning of April 16th, as our bus drivers began their daily routes, driver Nancy, Kinzer Long, and James Cole wore more than their district transportation shirts. You're modeling one right now, but they had more that day. They most certainly had on superhero capes. As they drove west on Bear Valley Road, approaching Navajo, they observed a toddler walking in the road, dressed in dark clothing. Nancy retrieved the child while James blocked traffic with his bus. They're big, so it can block a lot of lanes. Nancy brought the child onto the bus. While swinging into action, they also had radio contact with their transportation department, and our transportation supervisor, who's in the back, Kim Calvin, called 911. I received notification shortly after 6 a.m. that this had occurred. And I have to tell you, I remember looking outside when I got the text message. It wasn't light out yet. The Apple Valley Sheriff's Department quickly responded, and our amazing bus driver, superheroes, picked right up where they left off and got on to their first student pickups for their route that morning. So, in honor of our values in this district, I love when I get to represent employees who take on things that are not within the scope of their daily job and work through community and service and dignity for that child. And I just am so proud of you.
I want to thank the board members and everyone here tonight, our transportation department. I want to accept this on behalf of all of our drivers. We all have stories like this. It's just not always recognized like we are tonight. Thank you.
I really think under their superhero capes, they had angel wings too. Proud that our drivers get our kids to and from school every single day with a lot of things going on.
All right. I know you want to remain standing, trade spots with Trinae here. And well, most of you are here for tonight. I'm excited to announce the retirees that are deciding to hang it up at the end of this year and kind of move on to, I don't know, whatever your next life is. We learned a lot. Zoe, I want to thank you for putting the slideshow together. I always learn more about people. And there's something brave that happens to a retiree when they realize that they're a month away from the end of the career. They like to share things that I think I don't know, non-permanent employee might not want to share, but they're like, what are you going to do, right? So, I mean, you go through these slideshows and you recognize some things that it's like, wow. Now, we have a number of people. I think we have about 27 people retiring from our system. We put out a request, hey, give us some of those funny stories, give us some info. Some of them are just humble. Like, you have to pull teachers to get their name on the slide. And so some of you, we might only have your name on the slide, but others had no problem sharing some stories. And I'm excited to have an opportunity to share tonight. Each of you are going to receive, I love talking about this trophy. We heard a lot of the comments today centered around the success that our students have in our CTE program. And the trophy that's put together is a homegrown trophy put together by a couple of our CTE programs. And I want to pull one out just to bring a little attention to it. And I know, Jordan Wells, our administrative assistant, put these bags together. I'm not good with tissue paper. So the first person, it's going to be messy. But this is a trophy. And this is a trophy that's put together, cut out in the plasma cutters in our welding program at Apple Valley High School. Powder coated. The bases you heard Josh Reese referenced earlier for his success in the construction technology program. Base is put together by his woodshop program. And then we have an industry partner this year that has done the engraving for us for honoring the employees. So it's a really, truly a one-of-a-kind trophy that really speaks to the hard work our students do and what you help shape and mold throughout your career. So this is something to be cherished. And I think, I look forward to the day to be able to get one of these myself, and hopefully Mr. Penfold, Mr. Reese, and all their friends are still producing these things for us at that time. So Pat, keep that CTE money coming. We need it. These are great student projects. All right. That apple, for those of you that are out and about, it copies if you're at the Yucca Bridge, a relatively new part of our infrastructure, and you see the entrance to that, you'll see the exact same apple at the entrance to that bridge. So it's a good little community reminder. That being said, our first person ready to come up and get her trophy and shake the hand of the board is Michelle Thorne, 21 years at Vanguard Prep. Okay. She said she was going to be here. I'm 0 for 1. She has an interesting plan, though. She is short. I didn't even know that this was such a thing, but she plans on going on a quilting cruise to Hawaii. Like, I never knew you could merge those two things, but hey, if you got a quilting business and it's a write-off, all the power to you. It sounds like something you might want to do. And demonstrating what it means to be a lifelong learner, you'll notice her future plans. Time to keep taking some college classes and learn to play that cello. So congratulations to Michelle. We appreciate you and enjoy that cruise. I might be 0 for 2 because I don't see Joel Lewis here, and so he apparently lied saying he was going to be here. But that doesn't surprise me. There's things on this slide here that I'm going to argue about. He mentions being in the district 31 years. Yeah, many of you have done that. Retirees can do that. He claims he kept his sanity. I'm going to disagree with that because I have worked with him in a couple different environments. But the real milestone, for those of you that know, and I know Mr. Bender, you can respect this. The man survived teaching next door to Dennis Killian for 20 years. Those of you that know Dennis know that that's no easy accomplishment. And so, Joel, that's worth it all the while. He'll be moving on to Dana Point and do some more extensive traveling. So congratulations to him. Deborah McGee, I think I see one here. Come on up. I did not strike out. True milestone here, 35 years all at one school. Mariana Academy will never be the same. Congratulations. She shares what a blessing it's been. She's obviously got quite a little passion there for her corgis. And like what seems to be a trend for some folks in our system, just because she's retiring doesn't mean we're done seeing her, because according to this, let's see, watching my grandson and daughter-in-law does her student teaching at Mariana. So I think this is just a passing of the baton, and we're going to end up with your presence for quite some time. Congratulations. All right, Paula Absher, one of the brave ones that's revealing a little bit here, I think. This one, how many years? 29 years, Rancho Verde Elementary. A special congratulations, because I know 26 of those have been with my wife, and so that's no easy thing to do. But you here admit to some pranking that's been going on in your campus. You're part of a, notice this, high schoolers, I guess you don't grow out of it. She's not snitching on who her partner in crime is. It's a silent partner. She's also strategic enough to misbehave when she knows the retaliation. She's untouchable because her birthday's in June, so she can sabotage others on theirs during the school year, and then she's home free for hers as well. But she plans on going off, reorganizing her house, and traveling with her grandchildren in her RV. Congratulations, Paula. Okay, Lisa Belling. Now, Lisa, I read yours. Yes, you have some interesting admission that I'm just gonna, first of all, the last original teacher from Rio Vista. I didn't even realize that. So you've been there since the opening, and now nobody else can say that on the staff. Congratulations. But in an HR kind of hat, when I look at this last comment, early in your teaching career, when you were single, you had several parents set you up on blind dates. You went out with a few of the guys, but never married any of them. So, okay, well, congratulations. It seems like you may have made the right decision. And 34 years, Rio Vista. Right, again, I'm sorry, I skipped a slide, but enjoying her future grandchildren, none yet, but she's looking forward to those days. Next up, 37 years, Sitting Bull Academy, Barbara Kalaska. The fault threw me off if I was saying your name wrong. Congratulations. Barbara, impacts all around, and this is not uncommon for teachers. I like what I read about her, where her funny memory was an attempt to just have a good time, and she made her own little sweatshirt, which apparently has turned into a brand new traditional category of the most obnoxious sweater category. I don't know. I appreciate you not sharing what that sweater was with the room, but congratulations. Well done. We will be missed. You will be missed. Next up, Denise Giles. Oh, Denise going out with Paula. Rancho Verde won't be the same. 30 years. Congratulations. This is an interesting fact, and I'm curious to know who this is. I'll put you on the spot, but you're proud to know that one of your first year students is now a principal at one of our schools. Who was that principal? Are they? Denise? Who is the principal that you had in your first year teaching? Oh, Mr. Turner? Oh, no, I mean, I'm sorry. Now, who is the principal? Who was the student that became a principal? So Pam Garrett, principal, was a principal at Desert Knolls who was a student of yours. Yeah, yeah, yes. Amazing. Amazing. Congratulations. Thank you very much. And she's going to be going on some cruises. I don't know if she's quilting, but she'll be visiting her sister in Florida. All right, Mary Gonzalez. Oh, and her entourage is Mary here. Mary Gonzalez. I heard some. Oh, well. So, yes. So after retirement, yeah, you went to Mexico, volunteered for 3 months. Is that, you're already back? You did some service. That's amazing. So that's a servant heart for our students and others, and 16 years driving a bus for those of teachers, you guys got to know this is a person paid to put 50 or more students behind her back and not look at them. It's a brave career, and we appreciate all you do. First face they see and the last one they see when they come to school and go home at the end of the day. So congratulations, well done. Thank you. Greg Pasqua, did you make it? And Mr. Pasqua, social science, Apple High, worked at Apple Valley for our district 33 years. Looks like he's not here. He did mention, I'm not sure whose science class the person came out of. We do have an ag program at Apple High. So his funny or poignant memory was when a student asked him, how do you grow spaghetti? So I don't know. I don't know if that grows on trees, but he was asked it. So Greg, congratulations. And then I'm going to get into the shy retirees, some that didn't, which the first one I'm kind of curious as to why she would have been shy, because I've not known this about her, but 23 years in our payroll and benefits department, Lana Bowers. Oh, they kept it behind your back. You know what it is? We asked Ken to fill it out, and you know how that is. Yeah. Right, so, but 23 years, I know you made sure people got their checks. We all appreciate that, and congratulations. It's just nerves. Anyway. All right. A familiar face to the room because she's been up here once. 12 years, another person brave enough to turn her back on 50 or more kids every morning. Miss Nancy, come on up. Long time no see. Good. Congratulations. Yeah, what are you going to do next? Oh, they get caught up on the housework. Yeah, my wife wants me to retire if that's the case. I'm sure. Congratulations. Okay. As I scan the room, I'm going to go down the list to pay recognition. These are all individuals that maybe, couldn't make it tonight, or if you're hiding out in the audience and I overlooked, it wouldn't be the first mistake I made today. So throw something at me. Come on up. We have your trophy for you. But Shelley Ames, I know she retired earlier this year out of our information technology department. I haven't seen her in here, but congratulations to her, 29 years. Kim Carrigan, I don't know if Kim is here. I know she's one that the stories I've heard is just such a person full of compliments and joy. And I know that I've had teachers, my wife included, say, you're ever having a bad day, go over to Kim. She'll tell you something nice you wanted to hear about yourself, and you get to wear that smile the rest of the day. So Kim, congratulations, 24 years nutrition service worker. Linda Corbin, not here. Yuckaloma, 9 years as a teacher and moving on. So if you see Linda, congratulate her. Christiane Dillon, who after 23 years is no longer in the front office at Vanguard Prep. We have wish her the best as she moves on into her retirement. Randy Evans, ceramics teacher, Apple Valley High School. I know also has been a union rep for AVUSD for many years and carried a pretty impactful program. I know constantly buying her 6th period back because so many kids enjoyed the ceramics opportunities and all she gave to them. Richard Fierro, again, bus driver, all the respect in the world to y'all. Again, I look over at Doug and Kim and I think about just that radio traffic, and I don't know how you guys still have any hearing left, but that is quite a orchestrated mess. So well done. Oliver, he out of Desert Knolls after 23 years said he's retiring. He told us he's retiring from the state of California. So I don't know if he's retiring, or if he's just moving on. Diane Kennedy, earlier this year, retired. Again, teacher at Apple Valley High School, been in a couple of our schools throughout her career. Robert Mace, is paraeducator, 26 years. I know I got to work with him at Apple Valley High School. You talk about just a quiet, humble man that was there to serve students. That's what stands out to me in my interactions with him over the years. So congratulations, Robert. You'll be missed, and those kids with our greatest needs will definitely miss you as well. Martha McHugh, another paraeducator, 26 years out at Yuckaloma Elementary. Congratulations, Martha. Leanne Medina, school office coordinator too at Sitting Bull. I know many of you have had the privilege of working with her. Is she hiding back there? Do I see her? No? No? She's camping. Okay. She's camping. So I get it. Camp or go hear from Dustin. I'd go camping too. That makes sense to me. Esther Monterez, paraeducator, 5 years with us, but moving on. Paraeducators, we couldn't do this without you, so thank you. Ann Mortensen, another paraeducator, 28 years, Yuckaloma Elementary. Quite an exodus over there. Susan Pollard, 28 years, nutrition service workers at Phoenix Academy. So Stephanie, give her a pat on the back next time you see her. And Marianne Shoup, 19 years, most recently assigned to the credit recovery program at Granite Hills High School, retired just this last March. And with that, I just want to offer up, that's our final name. I know some folks are still thinking about it, still may turn into retirement, but congratulations. You will truly be missed. Our system won't be the same. Congratulations, and we envy you. So well done, all retirees. Did I skip one? Wait, what did I do? Yes, I invited the throwing. There is one more special retiree that our superintendent would like to address. Barbara.
You have a gift.
I do. Okay.
It's all Dustin.
I take back my Barbara, I'm sorry. Anybody else? Barbara, congratulations. Come on up. Give me something great about what's up next for you.
What's up next? California.
Getting out of California.
No,
Oh,
spend more time with my grandson.
more. Oh, okay, speech. They're all saying speech. She's excited. More time with grandchildren. Is that what you said? I appreciate you, and I've made mistakes all day. Ask the boss. She's found me in a few of them. So, 20 years. 20 years. Congratulations. I'm so sorry. You are appreciated. I must have clicked past it, or at least we have the trophy. I have a few more bags back there. If anybody decides now that you want to retire, you might as well come on up. Leslie, Karen, anybody want to retire? All right. I am genuinely sorry. No, and we wouldn't have had a gift bag. I am pretty sure we are done. So thank you all. And
Thank you.
He's shoving. Yeah, I have your number, right?
And I can message it to you.
Okay.
Because I know Susan around the past my number, and so I appreciate yours. You want me to give you your number? Because we bounce it.
Would you please remember to keep what's her name? Bishop in your prayers?
Oh, what's going on? Oh, I'll call Susan.
I talked to her and she's struggling with, I think she has cancer.
Well, I have my own scare this year.
She's struggling, so keep her in prayers. But I need to be in touch.
I need to borrow my phone number and give you my cell phone. Want to write it down somewhere? Sorry to interrupt. Where do you want me to put?
Write it anywhere. My paper goes.
767. I just need to spend more time with myself.
Hello, sister. Tired.
I'm like, okay, Mike, you ready to go? Let's go. He's like, right.
All right. Thank you so much for bearing with us. At this time, we're going to release the students so they can go have dinner and do their homework. Thank you for coming. We should have brought the leftover food in the back. Okay.
See you next time, man.
Granite Hill Stadium on Monday. Oh, you're up over? No, no.
Bye.
Yeah, and we had the district African American.
I do have a candy ball
thing
front if you want
yesterday.
some for the road.
I don't know, but we had a good one yesterday. Yeah. Which one? Oh, the one in. Oh, I don't get that. I know it's there, but I didn't. Okay, it's really good. I've been once. Yeah. All right. Okay, good. Kylie, do we have any public comments?
We do. We have 6 tonight.
Okay. All right. As provided on our public comments card, speakers are requested to limit comments to a maximum of 3 minutes. If more than one person wishes to speak on the same topic, subsequent speakers should limit their remarks to new information only. Public comment shall be limited to a maximum of 20 minutes per item. The first person speaking is Mason Gonzalez on the stadium.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mason Gonzalez. I'm an alumni at Granite Hills, 2016. I've been coaching football at Granite Hills for the last 5 years, but my association with Granite Hills football goes far beyond that, since I was barely able to walk. And I know we've heard this a million times, but Granite Hills has gone without a football stadium for 25 years, and which means we've gone without athletic facilities, soccer field, football field, locker rooms, proper restrooms in close proximity, right? Let me pull up my speech real quick. I'm sorry. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is we've been blessed with an opportunity of finally getting this project going, and a good one at that. but a couple of the concerns the community has is that a phased approach to paying for the stadium feels and sounds like a bunch of starts and stops. So with that being said, it makes us feel like there's a possibility that we might get to one phase and not finish out the rest, is what that sounds like. So what I'm here to say, my overall argument here is that the students of Granite Hills deserve a full commitment and full funding to an athletic stadium at Granite Hills High School. Full funding, full commitment, paying off the stadium for 30 years sounds a lot better than waiting for 25 years, because that's how long we've been waiting and we know how that feels. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Tracy Mascora.
All right, good evening, board members. We have met before, and for most of you, actually. It's nice to see you all again and meet the new members. Last time I was here was August 2021. It was the same night that a lot of other members were there for a different reason, vaccines. But I still gave a speech about the ugly stepsister to Apple Valley High School, which was named Granite Hills High School. It has been almost 3 years since that ball has been slowly rolling. I know most of us are on the same page now. We want to build this stadium for our kids, for the community, for the staff. We've all been patient, but it's time to reward them for their patience and to fully fund the project. Our very own Granite Hills head coach, Coach Gonzalez, is going on his 10th season, one of the most, from what I've heard at least, the most in the high desert. Not just him, but his entire family bleeds Granite Hills. Our sports teams have continued to make progress in every way. Many even broke records this year. For decades, students would look for other alternatives than Granite because of their reputation. They are just now beginning to see Granite as a competitor. A stadium will encourage more students to enroll and encourage the community members to spectate. It is not just a sports facility, it represents an investment into our community's future and the well-being of our students. As stewards of public funds, we have a duty to explore all avenues of funding before resorting to bond measures. I saw the presentation from Matt, thank you, very detailed, and it seems like he's done a great job already, but I think that we can do better. Many of our community members continue to struggle in these economic times, and we want to be able to attend these events and stay in our community without adding more costs. I propose we explore alternative funding such as sponsors and fundraising events to help support the build. Let those who can come together and support the community we love. I thank you for your time in this matter, and even though my senior is now graduating, he was a sophomore when I spoke to you last, we will forever be a Cougar family. It's nice to see Granite with a happily ever after either way.
Thank you. Thank you. Javier Alcantara.
Dear board members and esteemed cabinet and superintendent, I stand before you today not merely as an advocate, but as a voice for those sidelined in our community. While I'm grateful for the past support, I must address a persistent issue of disenfranchisement that has overshadowed our achievements. This year, as we approach what we should have been a landmark moment for funding, the Great Academy and other initiatives suffered from a noticeable decline in district and site level support. Specifically, our CTE programs received my specific CTE program received minimal funding and support. During a critical year for the Creative Careers Leadership Laboratory, necessary funds were reallocated to cover past expenses, undermining our goals in the grant's implementations. Additionally, despite historic opportunities presented by state initiatives like AMS, our VAPA department were excluded from critical discussions. This neglect occurred even as state recommendations called for the establishment of a district arts council, a suggestion that went unheeded, leaving us without support. These are not merely administrative oversights, but signs of a broader disregard for the voices and needs of our community. Our students depend on us to champion their education and future. They deserve advocates who are respected and heard, not marginalized or dismissed. This year, my dedication to our educational mission was recognized with the Hip Hop Education Equity Award from the California Department of Ed. a National Best Schools for Music Education Award from NAM, and notable local achievements, including first place in our local parade. I also chaired the organizing committee for the High Desert region of the San Bernardino Music Educators Association Honor Band and led the CCL pilot as a model technical demonstration site for the state. Despite these accolades, our ability to continue achieving is threatened by insufficient support and exclusion from key funding initiatives. To address this, I propose a structured approach adhering to the California Arts Frameworks, which recommends establishing a core district arts team. This team should be comprehensive, including arts educators from each discipline and level, multiple subject teachers, special education staff, district personnel, and even school board members. This inclusive approach ensures diverse perspectives and ensures an effective decision-making, guided by a small core leadership group responsible for benchmarks and timelines. We should also consider engaging an outside facilitator with expertise in standards-based arts education to maintain impartiality and specialized focus. Why then is our participation in this historic funding initiative being overlooked? Why are art contribution needs going unheard? For the sake of everyone at Granite, especially our students and their families, I am advocating for change and inclusion. I urge you to support and act upon these critical matters. Thank you for your attention. I look forward to your support in making meaningful improvements that will resonate throughout our entire educational community.
Thank you. Will Jefferson.
First, I want to say thank you guys for at least having this opportunity to come up here and speak. I moved up here to Apple Valley about 26 years ago. And when I first came up here, I said, I'm not coaching or training, doing anything with football ever again. Well, as it came to be, I was blessed to come help and coach at Granite Hills for 7 years now, about 2017. But what I want to say here is this. I know what it's like to play at a school. I played football at one of the top schools in the state of California back in the 80s. Although we had a home stadium, we never played at home. So I know what it's like to get on the bus and go play somewhere that is not your home. It's like you never have a home game. So when I came to coach at Granite, it was like we hopped on a bus. It's my first year coaching. We hop on a bus. We go to the stadium. And when we go to the stadium, I see some things like, why are the benches turned over? Why are these things all happening here? And so somebody came explained to me and said, well, that's the way we get treated. I was like, wow, for real? And then one year we go to play a game and we get there. We had to have our own football players move the soccer goals. I was like, why do we have to do this? Well, we have to do this because this is not our stadium. But what I wanted to say here is this. It's not about the stadium. It is about the kids who are playing here. When I came here, I didn't want to coach, but Mr. Parr, I know it's been a long time, but our daughters used to cheer together. And when I came here, that really got me into coaching again, and I started training kids from both Apple Valley and from Granite Hills. But then when I saw the things like really disrespectful, we weren't teaching these kids how to be scholastic and to be athletes where you care about one another. We were teaching them to separate each other. It's a good thing to have competition, but when you have children and kids to just treating each other wrong and being disrespectful just because of a stadium and where you play at, I don't think that's right. Now, the last thing I'm gonna say is this. I played away every time when I played at the school. But about 10 years ago, I was able to go back to my high school when they dedicated a new stadium. Now, being alumni from that school, it felt real good to go back to that school and to see a stadium, new stadium, dedicated to playing football and playing to the sports, where they could actually play at home now. And I believe over 26 years or 25 years since Granite's gone, that you still have people in this community who are alumni, who when they come back, they can see the respect and the honor they have when they see that stadium built. So this is about people. This is about energy. This is about loving your community. This is what this is about, community. It's not about the stadium. but it's about the community. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Glenn Carr.
Good evening. So I'm here tonight. I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to articulate this as well. I wasn't prepared for this tonight. I kind of got a phone call. I landed at Ontario and drove up here and came straight here because this is where all the people that could, I think that, well, I'm sorry. I'm saying that I apologize. I'm probably not going to be able to articulate this as well. I wasn't prepared to come here tonight to greet with you guys and talk with you. I just landed in Ontario. Got some disturbing news about my son that happened today at his school. So I thought I'd come here since this is the board and this committee that could help me with this instance. So unfortunately, I'm bringing to you guys tonight the awareness of a serious issue at Vanguard School with their safety and the protocols that are being done there. So with the administration. So what I'm asking today is that to review the parent notification policies and district reporting policies with the administration. Today, my son was stabbed by a fellow student at the school, and I did not receive, nor his mother receive, a phone call about that. It was dismissed as a poke and by your administration, and that is very alarming to me. So his mother and myself were denied the opportunity to get care for my son and or file any kind of complaint due to the stabbing of my son. So this is very alarming for me. And so I think that at this particular time that the reporting policies from the district need to be reviewed with the administration there at Vanguard. I don't believe that any kid should have to come home and tell his parents unknowingly that he was stabbed at school today. He did not receive any care at school. It was left up to an 11-year-old child to say, "Are you okay?" Yes. "You need to go to the bathroom and look at it?" "Okay." And he did. He came back, "Are you okay?" "Yes." We should not leave that up to an 11-year-old child to see if he's okay. If he was stabbed by another student, he should have been taken to the office and looked over by a professional. That's why we have school nurses. If not, then at least the parents should have been notified so we could get medical treatment for him if we deem necessary. That's our responsibility. That was taken away from us today because it was deemed a poke. Anytime any incidents has happened at this school, we have been called. If our son did anything wrong, he said something inappropriate to another child or touched another child, I was called immediately. There were reports made, accusations made, even if they were deemed as not being accurate, we were still called. This was unfounded, but it was still said that your son did this. But the time that he was assaulted, we were not notified. When we asked, we brought up that our son was being bullied and that these unfounded accusations are a form of bullying. We were told he would not be removed from the class. We told the administrator that this is going to escalate. We see that this is bullying and this will escalate. 2 days later, he is stabbed. We need to do something about this. We need to identify this. We need to look at the SOPs that you guys have in place for your administrators. We need to know, when is it mandated that a parent be notified? When is it mandated that the authorities be notified? Is it the parent's responsibility? I had to come here tonight and file the formal complaint with the school campus because I knew they'd be here. I had to come here tonight and file a formal complaint with you guys because I knew you would all be here. I shouldn't have had to take the time out of today. I should have been notified today when it happened so my wife could be there for my son during this tragic moment in his life.
Thank you so much, sir. Somebody is going to get in touch with you tomorrow, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lisa Hill.
Thank you. Good evening. I apologize to the Carr family. I'm not downplaying the seriousness of that situation. My name is Lisa Healy. I'm a math teacher at Granite Hills High School. I'm also the head volleyball coach at Granite Hills High School. And my favorite title, I'm a mom to 6 Granite Hills High School alumni. With all due respect and appreciation to Coach Gonzalez and the football program he has built while I have been at Granite Hills in the last 10 years and the success they've had, there are 22 other athletic programs at Granite Hills High School that also deserve a stadium. My 6 daughters who have graduated from Granite are multi-sport athletes. They played volleyball, cross country, track and field, and soccer. All sports that deserve the stadium also. So when you think of funding, you're not funding one team. You are funding an entire athletic program, an entire community. I've watched for 10 years athletes win league titles on Silverado's track. I've watched people break PRs and qualify for CIF on Atalanto's track. I've watched CIF soccer games won on Victor's field. It's time for those things to happen at Granite. It's time for those things to happen at Cougar Stadium. For the past 9 years, except COVID, because I'm a rule follower, I've taken the volleyball team to the district stadium to run stadiums for conditioning. I'd love to have that happen at Cougar Stadium. All athletes at Granite Hills High School deserve the stadium. So when you're thinking of funding, we're funding a lot of students. Yes, this awesome football program, kudos to them. Do they deserve it? Yes, I believe that 100%, but so do these other athletes. And I have great news for you. There's one more Healy. There's still a chance. There's still a chance this stadium could be built in time for number 7 to walk across the stage and have 6 of her sisters and 500 of her closest friends walk across the stage at Granite Hills Stadium. Fund the stadium. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Board comments. Mr. Bender.
You want my comment concerning the stadium? Is that what you want?
Short comments, any topic.
Well, you're preaching to the choir when it comes to the stadium. I taught at Granite for 10 years, and I know that we're going to be solidified behind that. So I don't have any other comment. I'll save it for the real topic.
Mrs. Buchanan.
No comment.
Mr. Arce.
Nothing further.
Mr. Raleigh.
Nothing right now, thank you.
And I don't have any comment except Cinco de Mayo is coming, and I am so excited. So, Superintendent's comment? Okay. Public hearing, we don't have any. Discussion action session. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees discuss and take action on the following items. Approve the certificated and classified personnel actions with amendment to page 3, certificated extra duty assignment, removing the duplicate entry for Vanguard Prep. I need a motion.
So moved. I'll second the item.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Consider the funding options for the transition kindergarten classroom project located at Desert Knolls Elementary, Sandia Academy, and Yakaloma Elementary, and provide direction to staff. I need a motion.
I'll move it. What are we voting on? Which option?
This, to provide direction to the staff.
Ms. Okpara, based on the presentation that I provided on Tuesday, we did discuss some different options in terms of funding. If you would allow me, I do have a recommendation pertaining specifically to transitional kindergarten on this particular item.
Go ahead.
My recommendation for the transitional kindergarten project would be to use some funds in hand already. If you recall, I mentioned some ELOP and developer fee funds that we do have, and to issue a COP in an amount not to impact the unrestricted general fund to fund the completion of that transitional kindergarten project moving forward. I believe that COP would not to exceed 10 million. And of course, before we do that borrowing, that would come back to the board for your approval.
That's clear.
It's clear now, right? Now I need a motion. I'll second it. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consider the funding options for the Granite Hills High School Athletic Facility Project and provide direction to staff. I think when I looked in the audience, I did see the consultant was on cam. Yeah.
Yes, Ms.
So he's-
Okpara, Mr. Scott Griffith from SGH Architects, so is able to join us this evening, as was Mike Woods from California Professional Management. Just following up from Tuesday's presentation, if there are any additional questions that I or Scott or Mike may be able to address this evening, we're here to answer those. And I also do have a recommendation when the board, at your pleasure.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion.
I have a,
Any discussion? We're gonna vote
We
on
can't hear
it
you
first
down
and
here.
then we
This is-
discuss.
sucks.
So.
Yeah, you'll need a
he made
motion and
And
we
I'll
can vote.
second it, and then we go to the discussion.
so if I may, Madam President, I have a question
That
for probably Matt at this time, and maybe the developer, or the consultant and the architect. So we did hear some discussion from some people in the audience tonight, reference that if we phase this project, that it's going to slow things down and that we may just stall it out at what is currently built. And so could you give us assurances, not, that if I understand the dynamics of why we are phasing the funding, because we don't want to dip into the general fund, and then the next year we'll go out for more COP bonds at that point. Is that the understanding of how this is going to work? So it's really not delaying, it's actually getting the ball rolling, getting the work funded so that we can move forward on it.
Well, yes, Mr. Rowley, I appreciate the comment and the question. As we discussed on Tuesday, Mr. Griffith of SGH, he presented to you some options that were specific to phasing the construction of the stadium when we get to that point. We do have quite a few things to do before we actually get to construction of the stadium. We are currently in the design of that conceptual design of the athletic facility there at Granite Hills High School. As we finish the conceptual design, then we get into construction document drawing, DSA approval, and that's a process that Mr. Griffith, with the schedule that he's put together at his estimates, working with Mike and California Professional Management, we're at least 12 to 15 months away from even obtaining DSA approval on this particular project. So if we can speak of the phasing the project in its entirety, maybe the phase right now we talk about is to get to DSA, get it into DSA, and get it approved. And when we're closer to that point, we do explore the additional funding options available at that time, either a COP, and as Ms. Nelson mentioned, we have a survey out in the community for a general obligation bond for November 2024 possibilities. We'll have more information pertaining to that. We'll also have received additional RDA revenue funds over the next several months that will all help fund a portion or all of that stadium, depending on what we have available about a year from now when we start exploring those options.
So it's really not a delay in anything, it's actually pushing the project.
That's correct.
forward.
At this point, my recommendation would be to continue work on this project, to continue work in the design and drawing the construction documents and submitting those documents for DSA approval. Now, that means we do have a lot of other consultants to bring on board. We'll have to do an environmental study on that property. We'll have to do a soil study on that property. Believe it or not, we'll probably have to do a Joshua tree study on that property. So there's lots of components and pieces that will go into these documents, and DSA, CDE, Department of Toxic Substance Control, all the state agencies that we have to involve to get the plans approved for construction.
And how are we funding the first part?
My proposal, Ms. Buchanan, if I could state what my recommendation is at this point, we do have COP proceeds from a COP we issued in 2020. We have approximately $3 million, which is currently shown in our Fund 40, which is our Capital Facilities Fund. Working with Mike Woods earlier today and talking conceptually about getting to that point of DSA approval, we're estimating that's going to be between $2 and $2.5 million. That includes design, engineering, soils, state agency, DSA fees, and CPM fees in terms of construction management. I would propose funding that through funds we already have in hand, COP proceeds from our previous COPS issuance.
And then as the project proceeds, we'll be seeking additional funding sources.
Oh, yes, as it proceeds, we'll always be looking for other funding sources. I know I heard mention of sponsorships, fundraising. There's all sorts of things, and I know the Granite Hills Boosters will, I assume, be very supportive in any of those processes moving forward, looking for funding for this project for the students at Granite Hills.
Okay, sounds good. I mean, if we don't move on it tonight.
Well, that's why I want to make a motion.
Well, we have another meeting in 2 weeks as
Yes,
well. But.
yes.
Okay.
And what was the reason to us not doing the presentation tonight if they could be here tonight?
Ms. Okpara or the board had asked back in March for a special board meeting for the presentation because of the length of the presentation, having it as a dedicated meeting, if I recall.
Because I thought when
March
it
meeting.
first came out, they were unavailable tonight.
The presentation took 2 hours. That would put this board meeting up until 11 o'clock tonight.
For them
Is it
to
just-
come out this evening, it was a special request for them to see if they were available to come
It just seems
tonight.
like it might have been better not to take one of the union Tuesdays, and then also to have done it when the community could have actually seen the presentation, to have done it when all 5 board members could have been here. Because I know I was told just to go back and watch it online, but it was kind of difficult when people did not turn on their microphones during the discussion. So I'm just saying it would, in the future, if we're going to have important discussions, it would be nice if things like that, like presentations of this magnitude, could occur during regularly scheduled meetings that we have like scheduled out years and like a year in advance. Because
Unfortunately,
I was under the impression that they could not be here. That was what was conveyed at one point. So I was surprised to see that they were here tonight.
Mr. Griffith was not sure he would be able to make it. He made special accommodation to get up here so that if you had specific questions, he would be here. And he did make
Well,
it.
I
but he
didn't
had
have
another
very many
plan.
questions because it was difficult. There was one point you were talking and you didn't have your microphone on. There was another point that Matt was talking. It was, I couldn't tell because there was just a slide on the screen. But there was quite a bit that Matt was talking, and I don't know if he was just away from the podium while one of the gentlemen was speaking at the podium. But there was quite a bit of conversation going back and forth. There was questions, and then I could tell Matt was answering, but it's very difficult, even with my computer turned all the way up. So it would just, I don't know, we need to work on some type of a audio issue if we're gonna be broadcasting.
I'm going to go back to this again. There's a vote on the, we have finished with the discussion. Do we have a vote?
Oh, we're done with discussion? Thank you.
We're done with the discussion.
We going on to number 3?
I need a
Well,
vote.
we haven't,
Well, I think there's a
we
motion and
don't
a second on
have
the
a
table.
motion to vote.
I'd like to make the motion.
You can't have a motion. We don't have a way of, we haven't said how we're funding
I
it.
had a second. Any,
No.
I need a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
We haven't said how we're funding it though, correct? Mr. Schulenberg?
My recommendation at this point, Ms. Buchanan, was to fund the design, construction document, and DSA approval process with the
So
COP
is someone
proceeds.
going to make a motion that says that we are moving that recommendation? Because we can't make a motion per policy, our board policy, unless someone wants to make that motion to support that
The
recommendation.
motion is very clear, Mrs. Buchanan. Consider the funding options for the Granite Hills High School Athletic Facility Project and provide direction to staff.
Correct.
That is the motion. And we
That-
are going to go forward and fund the project. Unfortunately, I have listened to you go back and forth. This is a business of the
President
kids.
Akpara,
I am sorry.
you
I
have to
I'm
say
still
how you're
speaking.
going to fund it. It just
I
says
am still
consider.
speaking, Mrs. Buchanan.
You have not said
I
the
am
way.
still speaking.
I don't think you understand the proper, what the language says there. You have to make the motion to support his recommendation for funding.
Matt, for the record, since there's some confusion on the option that we're voting on, I mean, I know which option it is. It's the COP bonds.
Yes, COP proceeds that we currently are holding with the trustee and are reflected in Fund 40 on our financials.
So I would make the motion that we follow Mr. Schulenberg's recommendation, that we go ahead and use
Mr.
the funds.
Rowley already made a motion.
No, Dennis did.
No, it hasn't. He said he made the motion to get it done. That's not, we have to follow procedure.
Mr. Bender, was your intent to have your motion
Yeah, I want
to be the
my motion to go
recommendation
through.
that?
This is where the rubber hits the road.
We have to make it legal.
No, we went over that for 2 hours. We got the funding all down. We got it, the whole thing is set up for a 4-year deal. It comes in phases.
But it has to be legal.
It is legal.
So for the record, Mr. Bender, your motion on the table is in support of the recommendation that Assistant Superintendent Matthew Schulenberg has presented regarding the COP that is already in our possession, that is within the Prop 40 fund.
That is correct.
Fund
That's what I want to do. I
And
taught at
I'll
Apple for
second
30
that.
years. We didn't have a football field till 1988. I went to Granite, taught for 10 years. We didn't have a football field. Had 2 kids graduate from there, retired. This is my 16th year on the board. We need a damn stadium at Granite, and we're going to get one.
Thank you.
We do.
Is there a second for Mr. Bender's?
And I'll second it.
What's that?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Thank you. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees consider approving a number of agenda items as a consent list. Consent items are routine in nature and can be enacted in one motion without further discussion. This procedure conserves meeting time for a full discussion of significant issues. Consent items to be approved in one motion are items 1 through 36. I need a motion.
So moved.
Does anybody have anything to pull? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
So Para, if really fast, I just want to confirm for the record, for discussion action item number 2, I do have a motion by Mr. Arce. Mr. Arce, I want to confirm that your motion was to take the recommendation that was presented by Mr. Schulenberg, not to exceed the $10 million for the COP new issuance.
And if I could add to that, that's also to utilize the ELOP and developer fees that we currently have in hand. So it will be multi-funding sources for the transitional kindergarten project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We don't need to go to closed session. Can I get a motion for, let's see. Future items. Is there anybody that has any future item to add for next board meeting? Nope. So we'll move to adjourn and then wait for signatures. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, I need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
All in favor?